Greetings and Chatelet, everyone. This is going to be a quickie video on the Marantz MPH-4 headphone. Let's go over some basics first. This is going to be on my YouTube channel, and there's no comments on there for reasons that are described at the head of the channel, or if you need more information, go to my website and figure it out. So, getting past that, let's see, we're... you know, everybody's out there pushing all kind of high-priced headphones these days, and you got to wonder, a $60 headphone, well, it retails for $120, but I got it for $60, and a lot of people are selling it for $60, so how good is it? Well, it's 50mm drivers, the channels are precisely balanced left and right, sound is extremely clean, the only objections I have to it are the frequency response, which is a little bit light in the bass, a little bit strong in the upper treble, light in the deep bass and strong in the upper treble. Too strong. So imagine if you dropped each one, boosted the bass by 3 dB and dropped the treble by 3 dB, you might sound similar to a Sennheiser HD800, the original. If you go another 3 dB and boost the bass by 6 and cut the treble by 6 in the upper treble, then you might have what I have as an EQ curve for it. Other than that, it's wonderful. Sounds great. So I don't hear any distortion with it or anything else. There's no problem with the quality. The quality is really good. Now, it does look low cost. You have a kind of a very modest aluminum frame right here, and probably a very lightweight aluminum ear cups. Very lightweight. This might even be plastic right here, and even this might be plastic, although it kind of has a almost metal finish to it. But the headband looks like probably aluminum, but it's stamped out kind of thin. You wouldn't want to sit on these or bend them, because if you bend them back, they might just break. But still, it's well made. Headband is comfy and padded. They call this a pea leather or something on the top of the headband, whatever. The ear cups are not a high quality pea leather, I mean the pads, but they are, the quality seems to be good enough that I would imagine these could last a long time if you don't abuse them and keep them clean, keep the oils off of them and so on. They're a lot better than Sennheiser HD280 pads and those flaky pads they put on their PX series. Much better than that. So as far as low-cost plastic pads, these are pretty good. The foam in there is very comfy. Don't know if it's memory foam. Can't expect the best for that price, but anyway, pretty neat. One objection I have to this is that where I listen, I'm exposed to number 6 on this side and number 7 on that side, and so I'm very close to the maximum on here, so it's not going to fit a head much larger than mine. Not much larger at all, barely larger. So average size plus a minuscule amount. But small heads, it'll fit very small heads, because these collapse all the way down, like so. And you know, so very small heads to medium-sized heads, what they have in mind. Maybe they design them for small people somewhere else besides U.S., where people eat quite a bit. So anyway, it's a pretty darn good headphone, a hell of a bargain for $60. I got no objection to that. And again, you know, the thing about the sound is people are selling you all kind of bogus stuff these days, snake oil salespeople. But you know, I imagine I've had $1,000 to $1,500 headphones, and the only thing that sounded better, maybe, in the upper treble was the Sennheiser HD800. Had a resolution. It was phenomenal. So I recommend that with a tube amp if you want a real high-res headphone. What else we have here? So anyway, a lot of people tell you got to buy a $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 headphone to get something with a smooth sound to it and everything else. But headphones like this are pretty easy to EQ and get a very smooth sound out of. Even the Biodynamic Lagoon I got recently, despite it being a Bluetooth headphone running wired, it has a very smooth response to it. So it didn't take much EQ to fix that one. And so anyway, then you hear things like, well, you know, they got these new DSPs that are just for your hearing. Hey, you know, like you're going to have your own hearing aid inside your headphone. Bad idea. If you like the sound of live music, the way it sounds when you hear it live, then all your headphone has to do is sound like that. And that means your headphone is neutral and doesn't need a DSP. So, you know, that's my little lecture on that. So don't believe these people talking about we all hear differently. Bullcrap. You know, yeah, we all hear differently, but if we like the sound of live music, it doesn't matter how we hear, we like it. And our headphone only has to sound like that, so it only has to be neutral. So there you go. Let's see. These spatial DSPs, because people say headphones don't sound natural. No, they're bullcrap. The most records today, and you know this, are equalized or made in a spatial sense or soundstage sense for headphones. Anybody that thinks otherwise is crazy. I mean, 99% of the speaker listening today is little tinny speakers or desktop speakers or speakers mounted in walls and stores and all that kind of thing. The number of people listening to headphones versus the number of people listening to high-quality home speakers, it must be 50 or 100 to 1. The idea that they'd equalize modern music for speakers, no. In fact, a lot of the stuff I've got goes clear back to 1960, clear back before me, and some of those recordings have been remastered, just sound marvelous in stereo on a headphone like this. So, you know, headphone sound can be mighty good if you get certain things taken care of. And when you do fix the frequency response or errors on a headphone, you know, the suckouts and the peaks and all that kind of stuff, then what happens is you get a beautiful sound stage. Yeah, that's what happens. Hard to believe, but so anyway, we don't have any driver distortion. We got proper tonality, phase, and reflections all seem to be really in good shape on this headphone, and so on and so forth. So highly recommend it for $60. Even at $120 might not be that bad. I've had other studio headphones like the CNL 1200, paid $150 for that. No better than this. Probably not any better built either. This is made well. Like I said, don't sit on it or run over it with something. But other than that, it's pretty decent. But, you know, if you have a really big head, it might not work at all. So that's my review of the Marantz Professional MPH-4, which you see there. And it's a non-detachable cord, wired only, non-detachable, so it's for home use only. You could carry it around, but even with me, when I pull the ear cups all the way down, this very much bumps against my chin when I'm carrying it. So there's a lot of other headphones, even small ones, that'll pull down further than this so they don't bump my chin, but this one does. So again, it's not made for big people at all. So anyway, very good headphone for the price, and I'd say be prepared to equalize it, or at least have the bass up and treble down a little bit. So that's all I got. Thank you very much.